All right, everybody. Tuesday, June 11th. Again, man, the year is just flying by. We are joined by quarterback one, Kyron Drones. We just talked to his pops, which was a ton of fun. Enjoyed that. Not sure if you got to listen to it, Kyron. We talked about your upbringing. We talked about your hoop dreams, which we are going to talk about a little bit. But starting us off here, Gobble Shots Tailgate wrote in with a haiku. Talking heads sleeping, a threat lurking in Blacksburg. Drone strike incoming. Kyron, have you ever written a haiku?
Nah, I just seen that on Twitter though. I didn't really. I was like, "What does it mean?" But
We're gonna get you right. We're gonna get you writing some haikus. 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. We're gonna get you on the haiku train. We're gonna get it rolling. But summertime, checking in. What's new? What do you have going on? Walk me through your summer. How's it been?
summer been cool. I mean, we got the first month of May off, and then I was just training in Texas the whole time. I was back and forth, mainly in Houston, and I went to Dallas to go train for a week, and then I got back here, and then we just been working and grinding for the past 3 weeks, and then we just gonna keep that going for the rest of the summer.
So we addressed this with your pops, but for those who haven't heard it, I want to talk Miami-Dade Drones. You were down in Miami hanging out with Cam Ward, Shador Sanders, and everybody's like, are they down there shooting some kind of Vogue magazine? What's going on? Has he got his head screwed on right? And apparently you've known these guys for years. Apparently it was just kind of the school schedule that worked out this way. So how did this come to be, and what was that experience like for you?
Yeah, I've known them. We've been training together since my dad said. I just watched our podcast earlier today. So
a supporter, Kyron Drones, a quarterback and Sons of Saturday listener. Let's go. Tell it on yourself. Appreciate the support.
Yeah, I just watched that, but we've been knowing each other for almost since sophomore, junior year of high school, and then like I said, like my dad said, Cam, my cousin. So I mean, just us going to Miami a spring break. So you want to go on a fun trip, and then just me and Shador's schedule worked out. Cam was still going to be there, so it was just a fun trip to go to Miami. It was my first time out there, and I really liked it. And like I just told you before, we going again in a couple more weeks, so I'm looking forward to that too.
So this team, this program, we have not had hype like this in 10 years, 15 years. I'm not sure if you were able to talk to Cam or Shador or who you're really leaning on, but how are you compartmentalizing and keeping your eye on what's important when it seems like every single day there's some graphic coming out? Kyron Drones, is he the most underrated player in college football? Virginia Tech, are they the playoff dark horses this year? And part of you is like, damn, it's cool to be talked about. But the other side is, we keep posting that video of Coach Pry talking about it. It really doesn't mean anything until something happens. So how are you guys handling it?
I mean, like you said, it really don't mean nothing. It's just outside noise. I mean, you see it and it feels good, but at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with what you got going on right now. You still got to put the work in and still get to that point and get to the season to really show people if you were the most underrated team, if you were the most underrated player, you still got to go out there and show up. So I'm just, me and the team just right now keeping our head down and just keep grinding, knowing that last year was last year and whatever we did don't matter no more. People don't really care about that. Well, we don't care about that inside the facility, and we just got to go out there and prove to ourselves what we're more capable of. We're more capable of 7 wins, and we just got to go do that and show ourselves that.
So the transition last year, I talk about it every time that I'm talking about you or I talk about the offense, is so you're going into year 2 of this offense under center. What do you feel like this offense has an opportunity to execute on that may not have been able to make it in last year? Or maybe you weren't able to build the chemistry that you really wanted to as you were continuing to evolve. Year 2, what are you most excited to show the world about Coach Bowens and your offense?
Just how dynamic and explosive we can be. I mean, people seeing different spurts of that last year, but we can be really explosive if we want to be, and we're very capable of, and that just is a different confidence level going into year 2, especially with everybody coming back. You didn't have to really learn somebody new, learn new faces. The whole line, we were significant and got lucky last year that nobody on the O-line got hurt, so they just been playing with each other for a year. So I'm more confident in them, more confident in everybody else, and more confident in myself, and it's me just being another coach on the field. That's what I was working on this past spring. And then we just ready to go out there and show everybody like what we've been working on for the past year. Since, like I said, we didn't have to focus on anybody new, didn't really have to just learn new people. Like everybody came back, and everybody came back for a reason. And that's to show people like we can be a top 10, top 5 offense if we want to be, and that's what we want to be. So we're just ready to show that.
And speaking of dynamic, like Ollie Jennings, you guys come in, you seem to be two peas in a pod. You spend a ton of time off of the field together, have some great chemistry. Early in the year, he's dynamic. He makes plays in the Old Dominion game and unfortunately gets hurt. What does it mean to bring a guy like Ali back, both as an on-field producer and as a leader? Like, what impact has he had since he's been back in the fold this summer?
He's had a big impact just from him coming back from injury. He looked way better. He's a guy that's going to grind, and then he's a veteran to the younger players. I mean, it's Ali's 6th year, so I know he's trying to get up out of here, but he's just a veteran to the younger players, teaching them everything he learned throughout being in college, and then just taking what he learned and then giving it to himself, and then just trying to go out there and make this his best year yet. So I'm excited to see what Ali can do, especially with me. I never got to play with him yet, so I'm looking forward to that.
So you were talking about being an extension of the coaching staff on the field. So during these summer workouts, the NCAA's rules are a little weird. Most of the time, you're not allowed to have coaches around. It's kind of like, so basically you have to be the coach during this summer workout time. Has there been any aspect of the team? Has there been any player that has jumped off and really surprised you or taken a huge leap, whether it be during workouts or whether it be some of those team only activities that have gone on during the summertime?
During the summertime, everybody been looking good in the summer. I don't know, like specifically. If you would have asked me about spring ball, I would have said Aiden Green.
Mm-hmm.
He was probably our best wide receiver throughout the whole spring. So I'm really excited about what he can do for us coming into his 2nd year. But summer-wise, I mean, everybody just been looking good. I mean, if I had to say the person that has done the most in workouts and has gotten better just by being his better self in his 2nd year, I would say Pop Watson.
Mm-hmm.
Just by him working out and him like getting his body right. So I've been pushing him to do that. Our coach has been pushing him to do that because that's the next step he had to take. So he just got to keep doing it this summer and then keep showing people like he can be a good backup and hopefully be QB1 in the future.
I mean, I got to tell you, Kyron, if anybody's like, there's nobody that's getting more steps than you are. I mean, you must have taken 1,000 steps since this podcast has been started. So everybody has been just getting after it.
I need to do my target.
Everybody's been getting after it. Speaking of goals, so I love this question. Emma Anlay, one of our writers, asked this question. She wants to know, how has your team goals changed or evolved from last year, and how have your personal goals changed or evolved from last year?
I mean, team goals are still the same, so I still want to go undefeated, be the top 10, top 5 offense. I still want to go win the ACC. I still want to go to the playoffs, win the Natty. That's always going to be the team goals no matter what. And then personal, my stuff last year was really just become a starter and be the starter, do good in the ACC, have a good first year, and then now it's amp it up a little bit. I'm already QB1, and now it's just go out there and try to be ACC Player of the Year, be first team ACC, and then just lead my team to be the best team we can be. So whether that's going out there winning 7 games again, I'm not trying to do that, but I mean, just try to be the best player I can be the best leader and teammate I can be, and be the best lead the team to where it's supposed to go. And then I feel like we're able to go far. We've been working at our defense is good, our offense is good. So if we just keep working, we're very capable of doing a lot of big things next year.
So last couple before we transition to some more fun questions on the defensive side, the defense is not getting talked about. Like, I know you and I both know Coach Pry loves defense, but everybody's talking about dynamic offense, dynamic quarterback, dynamic running back, but nobody's really talking about the defense that returns a ton of guys. That was a good defense last year that pressured the hell out of the quarterback. They got better from a pass rushing perspective over the offseason. So you're the guy ultimately who has to go out and practice against them. So can you just talk a little bit about the defense and what we've seen so far? Because nobody's talking about him.
Yeah, I'm shocked that nobody's been talking about our defense. I mean, the offense love to love, but like the defense got to get love too. And for me, going against those guys throughout spring, it definitely made me better. Yeah, I had a different confidence level, but I mean, that just made me rise to the occasion even more, coming out there every day to practice, fired up to go against a top defense, which I think they're a top defense, especially with the pass rush. We just got in the offseason in the portal. We got new D linemen. We got a top 10 corner, Dorian, just going against him. That means I got to be accurate with the football. I can't just give it up to the receiver and let them go make a play. I mean, sometimes you can do that, but it all depends on me. And then just going out there and just facilitating like I will in the game. So, I mean, the defense is going to be real good. They do need to be talked about, and it's going to be real scary for other teams next season.
And the last one that I have for you, I'm interested to hear your take here. So people have been talking about the offense, but for guys that like to have a chip on their shoulder, for a lack of better terms, a lot of people have been talking shit about the offensive line. And I want to ask you, how has that unit gotten better? What have you seen out of that unit this summer, this spring? Because it's got to be driving them crazy all year long, hearing about it. After 300-yard rushing performances and everything else, like that unit, the bar is so low, but I don't think it deserves to be that low. And I think they're in a position to really surprise some people this year.
I don't think it deserves to be that low either. And every time I see something on Twitter about the offensive line, I'll be wanting to comment back. But I mean, it's just I just gotta let people talk. But I love my O line. We didn't get any other. We got one O lineman, but I mean that's just another addition. You can't go wrong with having too many. But that first group O line, like they just got way better from last year to this point on. And you can see that with them just playing a year together. Like I said, we got lucky by nobody being hurt, so we didn't have to put anybody new in the game. So them just playing together and just being around each other, they gotten closer, they gotten better, and then just see what they're doing in the summer. They doing extra work every day. We throw. They're doing different type of passes, different run sets with the older O-lineman running it. So, I mean, I feel confident going into this season with that O-line. I'm not worried about any O-line problems that other people may have. Anytime people talk to me, am I worried about the O-line? I say not at all. Like, me and Coach Bourne are going to do a good job to not put the O-line in a bad situation and try to get the ball out. But I'm real confident in what we got right now. So, I'm just ready to go out there and start camping and start showing it.
I gotta tell you do a really good. I can't help myself on the internet sometimes, but I'm good on you for doing that. So moving on to some more fun, lighthearted topics here. So I gotta ask, what's the deal with the couches, man? There has been a crazy couch market in Blacksburg. Right. I mean, like what is the deal with the couches? Y'all don't got couches?
I don't know. I got a couch now, but
I'm sure you do have a couch now.
I really just needed a couch, and I didn't know like where to look. I ain't never had to like go look for furniture really. Like everywhere I live had been furnished, so
right.
I just needed to go find a couch, and I didn't really like want to wait on something to be delivered. So I was trying to see people in Blacksburg that had it. And then it just went crazy on Twitter, and then I see other teammates start doing it. I don't know why they started doing it, but I really just needed a couch because I had just moved into a new spot. So.
Did you get a nice couch?
Yeah, I like it.
Where's the couch at? Let me see. Let's see the couch. You got the couch. Let me see the couch.
It's just
it took care. Yeah, there you go. So couches, that I'll put that on the list. I need to go ahead and tweet about. I'm actually in the market for a couch, so I'm going to tweet about that actually this afternoon, and maybe I'll have a couch by next Tuesday. Moving on from that, so the two other huge fan conversations that just drive me crazy, like LED lights. Kyron, do you think that you're going to have the ability to go out there and play your best if we don't have LED lights in the stadium yet? Like, do you feel confident in your ability to perform up to a top level if we can't flash maroon lights on Saturday night?
Yeah, I'm not really worried about having LED.
Okay. Now, even UVA tried to distract you with the flashing LED lights in Scott Stadium last year. Honestly, the LED lights when you're down 30, not a fantastic look. Not looking for a comment, Kyron, but I'm just giving some advice to our friends at UVA. Maybe don't run the strobe lights when you're down 30. It's a tough look. It's a tough look.
Yeah, I'm gonna
The,
let you have that.
the other one, Kyron Drones. Have you seen the uniforms?
No, I haven't.
Are you lying?
I'm not lying. I've been waiting to see the uniforms. I have not seen them yet.
Has there been any commentary around them? Have we gotten any like Coach Pry, like, I've seen them and I like the way they look. They look great. Like,
I mean,
what is the commentary?
Yeah, he said that, but he still won't show us what they look like. So nobody has seen the uniform.
Again, just asking, are you confident in your ability to go out and prepare this offseason if you haven't seen the uniforms yet? Because for some of these fans, we haven't seen the uniforms yet, and people don't know if they're going to be able to show up to the game on time in Vanderbilt. Like, they're freaking out. So you feel confident?
No, I'm real confident. I'm pretty sure the team's confident. So.
Okay, so we're going to be all right. We're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Kyron, after football, what do you want to do? You've got the couch situation taken care of. You're going to have the uniform situation taken care of. But after football, what do you see yourself doing?
Hopefully I always told my people I didn't want to work for anybody. So hopefully I'm like my own businessman. And what I really like care about other than football is like fashion. So like I want my own brand and I want to build that and then just have different type of business to where I'm just like making money. Like I talk to different situations with my friends of like owning different type of spots. But my main like passion would be like in the fashion businesses, have my own brand and then hopefully building that with a couple of my friends and then us just go from there.
Who would you want to play you in a movie? Who do you think has the ability to do so?
I'm not even good with actors' names, but
you could just say one of one. Nobody can play me. I'll play myself.
I would definitely play myself.
Yep. There you go. There you go. What has been your favorite Blacksburg summer activity besides flying to Miami? What has been your favorite Blacksburg summer activity?
In Blacksburg.
Yeah, in Blacksburg.
In Blacksburg, it would probably just be the cookouts we do with the team.
Yeah.
The cookouts, those be fun. Some teammates would go to the pool and then Ali and all the other like type of transfers and then some other players would go bowling a lot. So it's just hanging out with the teammates for real.
So I asked your pops this. Was there a moment that you knew you had a chance to be a Division I athlete when you were growing up?
I mean, I grew up knowing I was going to be a Division I athlete. Like
it was never a question.
I just had that in my head. Like I wasn't going for nothing other than D1. So,
So you're a big hoops guy. Start one, sit one, cut one. Kyrie Irving, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum.
Based off how they're playing right now.
I mean, how they're playing right now, it's pretty obvious. Kyrie Irving is buried under the stadium. But let's talk about like if you were going into next year with one, what's your situation? I know my answer. Billy, the Boston fan, knows my answer. I'm curious about yours.
I'm starting Kyrie.
Okay.
You cannot go wrong with Kyrie. I mean,
he's been going pretty wrong for 2 games in a row.
The last 2 games, but I don't know. I know you're a Boston fan. I don't know. Yeah. I think that's going to change in Dallas, but
okay, all right.
I like Jason, but Jaylen Brown has been doing his thing. So,
I mean, Jaylen has grown some hair on his chinny chin recently, and he has been handling business. So I do have to tip my cap. It's going to be interesting. I mean, you see it in my title, pray for Kristaps. I don't know what his injury is. I've never heard of it before. I don't.
Oh, he got hurt again?
Yeah, I'll actually read to you what his injury is real quick, just so you can. So this is the official statement from the Boston Celtics. Celtics center Kristaps Porzingis suffered a torn medial retinaculum, allowing dislocation of the posterior tibialis tendon in his left leg at 327. This is an extremely rare injury, and his availability for upcoming games will be determined day to day. In the medical journal, there have only been like 30 of these injuries. There have been 32 documented cases of this in all of English literature since 2006. Of course, this happened to Pingus Tingus, but I think that means that this series has a chance to get a little interesting. The Celtics, quite frankly, cannot fumble this generational bag, but we will need Jalen and Jason to get us across the finish line. Yeah. So, anyway, moving on from letters to the lunch pail. I think that's all I have, right? Yes. So last section here, we have letters from the lunch pail. First one is from Rachel Donnelly. Fun fact, Rachel lives in Hawaii and is the daughter of Hokie Hall of Fame fullback Sean Donnelly. So we have a really fun family tree here. She wants to know, I mean, this is about as aloha as it gets. What is it about football that you love, Kyron? Is it the game, the camaraderie, the scholarship, the fame, the escape? What specific thing about football do you love? What a Zen Hawaii question.
I would say, I mean, just you playing in the game, you being in that fire, and like you like leading the team, or just the team getting together to go play all out for 4 quarters. Like, I just like the game.
Mm-hmm. So the camaraderie of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Good question, Rachel. Good question. Question from K Finn. Ask him what players that we may not hear a lot about that are going to have a huge impact this year. You can't say Aiden Green. Oh, you already said it.
Him. Mansour really doesn't get talked about. So
because nobody talks about the defense.
Yeah, Mansour is gonna be big this year. That nobody talks about. Sam, the transfer from Middle Tennessee, he's gonna be big. And then I would say when Kelly and Stroman is healthy, they would be big for the team.
Yeah, I don't understand the lack of attention for the defensive side of the ball. It's like the complete flip side of what we've been. It really is. I know you're an offensive guy, Kyron, but I'm glad that you see it too, because it's crazy. Pete B. So it is peak magazine season, Kyron. I have to tell you, thank you for jumping on here, because it is tough to make content in June. I'm just telling you, it's really hard. But in the spirit of offseason content, this guy Lindy in a college football magazine listed you as the best scrambler in the ACC for 2024. I guess my question is, like, what is I'm not even asking for a response. I'm asking, what is like your thought process for people that just automatically assume that you cannot throw the football? And actually, before you answer that, Kyron, because I don't want to get you in trouble, I don't understand where this comes from. I truly, truly do not. If you go ahead and you look at some of the numbers of how often you were throwing the football, you had 285 attempts last year. You had more attempts than Pratt, than Brennan Armstrong, than Garrett Green. You had more attempts than Jalen Milroe. You threw far more touchdowns than you threw interceptions. I don't understand where it comes from, Kyron. Is this something you've dealt with your entire life?
I mean, I've dealt with it, but I've dealt with it most of my life. I really don't get into it. I really don't answer to anybody that just swears I don't know how to throw the football. But I mean, they'll see. I guess they got to see more this year from me throwing. Like you said, the stats don't lie. I threw the ball a lot. And I feel like I threw the ball pretty good. So, I mean, I'm just keep doing what I'm doing, and it is what it is.
Just got to pop in the tape. Just got to pop in the tape. That's all you got to do. It's not hard. Last one, Brogy. He says, ask him the same question you asked his dad. When was the moment you knew he would go D1? You already answered that. You knew the deal, Kyron. You knew the deal. So that's it.
I knew I was gonna go D1 in something. I didn't know what sport, but.
So, Kyron, I appreciate it. Probably the last time we're going to chat. I know you're getting super busy here. Do you have a final message for Virginia Tech fans? We're going to have to – I don't know how we're going to do it personally, but we're going to have to come up with like 75 more days of content. There's going to be a lot of like top 10 lists. There's going to be a lot of like over-unders.
You got to get somebody on defense to come on the podcast.
Who should I get? Who's the most entertaining?
Mansour would be entertaining.
Okay. Who's driving you crazy the most? Who's talking crazy? Because every time I know when there's a sack that happens, some D lineman's always got something to say. Some linebackers always got something to say.
Linebackers don't really talk to me.
Okay.
Unless it's just Kelly from the sideline. Mm-hmm. But D lineman Aeneas, he talked the most.
Okay.
During spring ball. And then Mansour talked the most out of the DBs.
Okay. All right. I got some names. We're gonna get one of the defensive guys on, and this is gonna be your center for hyping up the Virginia Tech defense. I'm sick of the non-conversations about it. Kyron, best of luck this upcoming year. Do you have a message to fans, to anybody? Final words.
Just to the fans, just be ready for a breakout season for the Hokies. I mean, they say we underrated, and we're gonna show why we shouldn't have been anyway. So,
boom, and we'll see you in Nashville. Kyron, I'm bringing like 800 people to Nashville.
Yeah, my dad excited.
I mean, it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. We got 800 tickets. They go on sale, I believe, this week. So keep an eye out for that. Kyron, best of luck. Thank you for jumping on, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you. Appreciate it.